morning. You're watching WCTV Eyewitness News. The Good Morning Show starts now.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. And there is a lot to be happy about.
Yes, there is.
Oh my gosh, it was really nice yesterday. And even though it was hot, but not too bad. Well, like you say, we don't have the icky sticky.
We don't have the icky stickies. It's not
humid.
humid.
And there was a breeze.
The breeze makes every bit of difference,
Yes.
doesn't it? I think we get to keep that for a day or so. I got a great looking forecast. Let's get to it. We start with some of the temperatures around the region this morning. And how about numbers at 51 in Valdosta, or 52 in Live Oak, 57s for Tallahassee, Perry, and Bainbridge. So a pretty comfortable start out there, maybe a little on the coolish side for some. There is nothing on the radar anywhere across I-10 from the Florida Panhandle to the First Coast, and I don't think there's going to be, not today, not tomorrow. We may start to notice a couple of clouds creeping back in as we go through our Wednesday and Thursday. Of course, today is Tuesday, and our day planner wants to bring those temperatures gradually up into the lower and mid 80s. That's it. We're going to keep the humidity down. We'll keep that breeze around. Lots of good stuff in this forecast, at least for another day or two, unless, of course, you're really looking for some rain. I've got nothing for the next couple of days. Maybe we can find some showers by the upcoming weekend, and that's a maybe at this point. I still think we've got a lot of the bonus weather. I like to call it the good stuff. We'll break that down, full forecast, in just a couple of minutes.
We begin the 6 o'clock hour in national news. The search for a missing Alabama inmate and the employee assigned to guard him is over. The pair was captured yesterday afternoon in Indiana following a tip. And this morning, we now know that the guard is dead. Danya Backus has the details.
The manhunt for capital murder suspect Casey White and former jail guard Vicky White came to an end in Evansville, Indiana, more than a week after it began.
We got a dangerous man off the street today. He is never going to see the light of day again.
U.S. Marshals tracked the fugitives down to a hotel in the area and briefly pursued the Cadillac they were riding in before it crashed. Officials say Casey White surrendered to police following the chase. According to a coroner's report received by CBS affiliate WEVV, Vicky White later died in the hospital. U.S. Marshals say she suffered from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound.
This has ended a very long and stressful and challenging week and a half.
This video shows the pair leaving the Alabama jail in a patrol car April 29th. Vicky White claimed she was taking Casey White to the courthouse for a mental health evaluation, but investigators say there was no evaluation scheduled and the two disappeared.
I had every bit of trust in Vicky White. She has been an exemplary employee, and what in the world provoked her or prompted her to pull a stunt like this, I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know.
Officials say Vicky White, who's not related to Casey White, had sold her home, put in for retirement, and withdrew tens of thousands from her bank account just prior to the getaway. Danya Backus, CBS News.
Officer White worked with the sheriff's office for almost 17 years.
Now, closer to home, a Tallahassee man is now indicted for the killing of his longtime roommate. Martin Barrett is charged with first-degree murder in the death of Cecilia Lopez Quesada. According to court documents, Barrett confessed to strangling her after she confronted him about missing money and talked about kicking him out. Lopez Quesada was reported missing on April 5th. Her body was later found in a wooded area off of Tower Road. Covering Gadsden County now, police in Quincy arresting a man accused of shooting and killing a woman at Tanyard Creek Park. Police say 22-year-old Emil Gaynor is being charged with second-degree murder in the death of Chandrika Kelly. Officers found Kelly's body inside a silver sedan, which crashed into a drainage ditch. QPD saying she was shot multiple times. Officers did try to perform CPR, but Kelly died at the scene.
6:03 now, covering Thomasville. Police are now investigating two shootings in just hours apart at the same apartment complex. Residents say they've had enough and something needs to be done.
Yeah, both happening at the Wood Valley Apartments at the corner of Warner Street and Altman Avenue. One late Thursday and the other early Friday morning. Jacqueline Harold takes a closer look at what residents and police are saying about the violence.
Residents tell me just a year ago, Wood Valley Apartments used to be a quiet, safe place to live. And now the shootings have become so frequent that they've lost count of how many have taken place. One resident who talked to us asked us not to show her face or share her name. She says something has to be said, though, about the gun violence. She's calling on law enforcement and management to take action now. And she also says sometimes shots ring out in the middle of the day while children are outside playing.
I was keeping count, now I done lost count because it been just that many. From the numerous times when I've had to call about shootings, it's just people should be able to live safe where we lay our heads and where we pay our bills at.
Thomasville police say one person was injured in the Thursday night shooting, treated and released. No injuries were reported from the gunfire on Friday. Lieutenant Toby Knifer with the Thomasville Police Department says that it's believed these two shootings are connected and that it's still an active investigation. One that he says that the community of Wood Valley could help with if they would come forward with any information regarding the incidents. In Thomasville, Jacqueline Harold, WCTV Eyewitness News.
We're just under a week out from the retrial of Catherine McBanawa starting. A judge now issuing a new ruling saying this undercover recording of her meeting with Charlie Adelson is in and will be shown to the jury. However, the judge saying transcripts and subtitles are not allowed. McBanawa will be in court for last-minute motions on Friday. You'll remember she's accused in the 2014 murder of FSU law professor Dan Markell.
The fate of Leon County's oldest African-American one-room schoolhouse will soon be decided. The Leon County Commission meeting later today to discuss whether to preserve this historical landmark. The Lake Hall School was built in the 1870s by newly freed slaves to educate the next generation. The county saying it would cost nearly $900,000 to acquire the land and $3.3 million to restore the schoolhouse. Geraldine C. is a leader of a group called Friends of the Lake Hall Schoolhouse. She sees the schoolhouse as a symbol of hope and perseverance.
It gives you a connection to the past, and it's evidence that people were not incapable. They were very capable people. They had a lot of talent. They had a lot of dreams. And my tagline for it is, if hope were a place.
Now, this schoolhouse is one of 6 19th century African-American schoolhouses in Leon County.
Covering North Florida. It's not every day a kid gets to live out his dream of riding in a helicopter.
No, but one boy in Bay County is getting that chance. Tony Reese followed his ride and has his story.
Paxton Tucker is only 4 years old, but has already faced challenges more than most kids or adults have to experience.
He'd been diagnosed with leukemia nearly a year prior to the day.
Just like any other kid, Tucker was playing around the house when things suddenly took a turn for the worse.
He was running through his house playing like a regular 4-year-old and hit his head on the corner of a wall and almost instantly started acting funny per mom and ended up going unresponsive. And when we got there, he was unresponsive and actually actively seizing on the right side of his body.
Quickly, Dustin Ross, a flight paramedic, and his team with Air Methods medical helicopters jumped into action to help another paramedic with intubation.
So we came in, we were able to do that. They made a great call. They activated us early. We got there really quick, and we were able to put him to sleep, put the tube down his throat. We stopped the seizure activity.
After tending to Tucker, Ross and his team notified the nearby hospital, Studer Family Children's Hospital at Ascension Sacred Heart, where Paxton has been receiving treatments for his leukemia. It was determined Paxton needed platelets. Following a CT scan, it was discovered he had a traumatic stroke from a brain bleed. Thanks to the fast acting from Ross and his team, they were able to get Paxton to the hospital in time for treatment.
Due to everything working out the way it did, he spent about a week in the hospital and fully recovered.
Through this entire experience, there was some silver lining.
Prior to this, Paxton was a huge fan of aviation. His mom said he had a flight suit and had all kinds of toy airplanes and helicopters. So she actually took a picture of him while we were flying because she knew he wouldn't believe he got to be in a helicopter and didn't remember it. So she took a picture of it.
Ross said he and his team made it a goal to make sure that Paxton could get a flight where he could remember. Well, that opportunity came with his birthday only a few days away. Tucker was able to celebrate early and recover in style.
Fly him around the island and let him see the beach. And his second flight, but his first one that he remembers. And he loved it. And just seeing the smile on his face and the emotions that the mom and the rest of the family had, it was wonderful. And it makes doing the job worthwhile.
And Paxton even got to see a few sharks while he was flying around.
Time now for First Alert Weather with meteorologist Rob Nucatola.
And we've got a beautiful Tuesday on tap today. Outdoor weather for sure. Maybe those daytime highs get just a little warmer than yesterday. I think lower to mid 80s, very comfortable, still with that breeze. And we'll continue to bring in that drier air, so that icky, sticky humidity not going to reach out and grab us today. I don't see a lot of clouds across our part of the southeast. I don't think we're going to find very many. Maybe a couple will try, one of those puffy white ones, but not the rain-producing type of clouds. The air is going to be way too dry for that. It's 54 right now in Quincy and Thomasville. In Moultrie, Valdosta, we're down to 51. Hey, look at Homerville, got down to 49. Tallahassee is at 57, so is Perry and Bainbridge. It is cooler pretty much everywhere this morning, a couple of degrees, and this is bonus weather for this time of the year. Normal morning temperatures should be right around 60 or 61. The breeze from the northeast is helping to bring in some of that cooler and drier air, and that should continue, I think, not just for today, but for tomorrow too. Eventually, some of that energy out to our east, that's helping to funnel in that drier air from the north. Well, some of that energy will start spreading back towards the west, and that will start to increase the clouds and maybe the moisture a little bit. So things are going to change towards the end of the week. But of course, today is still the beginning of the week. It's only Tuesday, and our Tuesday portion, our Wednesday portion, probably even our Thursday portion of this forecast is looking and feeling great.